Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
The brutal temperatures and the blowing snow continue to be a dangerous combination this evening, and people around the region are feeling the consequences of this weather. Numerous schools and businesses, even the city of Fargo, are closing up shop. On top of that, the U.S. Postal Service is suspending delivery tomorrow in North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota because of the weather. Let's go right away to Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson for the latest on the forecast. Hutch.
Andrea, dangerous cold across the area. One good sign is the fact that the gusty winds are starting to taper off a little bit, but they are still around 10 miles per hour sustained from the northwest across many of our counties. We still have some gusts in Fergus Falls to 30 miles per hour, so that's going to continue to cause blowing snow in our southern and eastern counties. Actual air temperatures, coldest Bemidji, Wadena, Thief River Falls, all at 33 below, 31 below this hour in Grand Forks, and 27 below in Fargo and Fergus Falls. Factor in the wind and the temperature, and it feels like 50 to 60 below across most of our viewing area. There's your wind chill warning you've been hearing about for the last several days. Here's the bottom line with facts. We will not be back above zero until Friday. That looks like that's still in the forecast. I think air temperatures will slip to 45 below in a few areas, and wind chills certainly possibly could be as cold as 70 below zero. Record lows will be possible as well. I'll have the latest, but again, all day tomorrow, we will be very frigid. You want to make sure you bundle up and cover all exposed skin. It can freeze in less than 5 minutes.
All right, thanks, Hutch. Make sure you can get the forecast when you need it with the latest version of the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app. Download the latest version for free so that you don't miss important alerts. Just search VNL Weather in your app store. With temperatures at 30 below and wind chill making it feel much colder, it is, as you know, dangerous to be outdoors. But for some, a warm home is not an option. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly joins us live to tell us about one ministry that is making sure no one in Fargo-Moorhead is left out in these potentially life-threatening conditions. Katie?
Andrea, the temperatures outside are frigid. I was outside just 5 minutes and the numbness in my fingers and toes had already begun. No one should be outside in these temperatures, but the reality is not everyone has a place to go. That's why Latter Rain Ministries is offering emergency shelter to everyone in need tonight through Thursday. Their doors are currently open and will stay open until 7 a.m. each night. Out of respect for privacy, we are only showing those helping to set up for the people in need. They are offering shelter, food and beverages, everything from hot coffee and chili to snacks. They say they're even willing to go pick up people using their vans to make sure that everyone has a place to go. Gloria Shields says she wants to offer a place where people can rest their heads overnight without worry.
There is a place here that we have our doors open. Our doors are open to help. If we can just save one life, if we can save one person from having to endure amputations even, we want to be able to be that resource.
Latter Rain Ministries is in need of donations. They're looking for blankets, gloves, hats, coats, scarves, pretty much anything you could imagine to keep someone warm. Volunteers are also appreciated. Andrea?
Thank you, Katie. Other shelters are offering help to those in need as well. Churches United tells us they are full, but they are working with other shelters and locations so they don't have to turn anyone back into the brutal cold. A man from Cleveland, North Dakota is facing several charges after male victims came forward more than 20 years later to report his sexual assaults. 56-year-old Jerome Greenshields is facing 2 charges of sexual assault, one a misdemeanor, the other a felony, plus felony gross sexual imposition. Officials say the incidents happened between 1997 and 2001. Greenshields will have his first court appearance Wednesday afternoon. The North Dakota House has overwhelmingly voted down a bill that would have changed waiting periods to buy a firearm and study a possible age limit to buy a gun. It would have created a mandatory 3-day waiting period to buy a firearm and would have banned bump stocks.
Do they want to try to take kids? They want to gain access to, harm people? You just don't know.
A Fargo grandmother is still shaken up. She ordered what she thought were Amber Alert kits. She thought a woman was supposed to show up at her home to install them. But when a man showed up instead, she became suspicious. And now Fargo police are saying it's a good thing she did. The woman called our whistleblower hotline to warn others about what happened. As Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer tells us, make sure you're not letting anyone into your home who shouldn't be there.
Denise Slaughter is a grandmother. She has 7, soon to be 8 grandkids. And she tells us keeping them all safe is always her #1 priority.
As a grandparent or even a parent, you want stuff like that easy accessible in case of emergency.
So that's why she thought it'd be a good idea to have something that can help keep track of them in case one of them ever went missing.
I've got an Amber Alert across my phone, and later on, after looking at it again, I went to a site that they had and inquired about how to get a kit.
She tells us the website told her she could put in specific details about her grandkids, like hair color, height, weight, and so on. That way, if they ever went missing, they would be a part of this database that claims it would make it easier to find the kids. And fast forward a short time later, Slaughter got a call.
She said, we're going to have a woman named Kayla come out and bring them and go into depth about how it works.
But Slaughter says that was the first red flag. She asked why they needed to come into her home and why they couldn't just send it in the mail.
She said, well, you have to have a signature because it's sponsored by the police union.
But that's what reassured Slaughter to think this was all legitimate. So she scheduled a time for a woman named Kayla to stop by.
The gentleman said, hi, I'm Brian. I got your Amber Alert kits. I just need buzzed in. I said, well, Brian, I was told it was going to be with a woman named Kayla. And he said, well, Kayla's busy this afternoon. I'm taking her place.
But Slaughter didn't feel right buzzing this man in, so she called police to see if they've heard of this kit.
Said, no, nobody's heard of this. You did good not letting the gentleman in.
No one should be coming into your home to install anything or to say that we need to gather information on your children.
And that's exactly what Jessica Schindeldecker with the Fargo Police Department tells us too. She checked around with other departments and she says none of them have heard about this Amber Alert kit. And about the kit being supported by the police union.
Our lodge, Lodge 1, North Dakota FOP, is not doing anything of such Amber Alerts or child ID kits.
And as for Slaughter, she's never going through anything online or over the phone again unless police can confirm it's safe. In Fargo, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
Schindeldecker also tells us there is no such thing as an Amber Alert kit. However, there are child ID kits, but she says even those kits can be done on your own. We also called the phone numbers offering those Amber Alert kits, but did not hear back. If you need help with an issue in your community, call us. Our whistleblower hotline is 237-6576. You can call and leave your tip, and then we will do our best to get to the bottom of it. The cold here in Fargo is actually doing some good. It's bringing people together, along with man's best friend. Kaylee Mosier of Fargo posted on Facebook about her dog being unable to get out and exercise during the cold, and that prompted her to start offering other pet owners the option of bringing their dogs to her house so they can get some exercise, benefiting all involved.
She's been so hyper and the weather's been so crazy cold we haven't been able to go to the dog park. Something that was our favorite thing to do back in Duluth where we're from was get together with other dogs and have play dates. So I figured I'd offer and see if anyone wanted the same thing.
Mosier says people have already reached out and set up play dates for their pets. If you need a place to take your dog for some socialization and activity, we have a link to her page on our website, valleynewslive.com.